No, there are 2 more lines. And they're pink?
Whoa. Hold up. Are we starting with a pregnancy test commercial? Did we finally sell out? Because I need cash. My landlord, Brenda.
For the Love of Literature. That's the book. 7 of Hearts by Maggie Gates. The inciting incident, if you will. The catalyst for, well, for everything we're about to tear apart.
Oh, that book. The one where Mr. Perfect knocks up his sister's best friend after one, count M, one boozy wedding night. Sounds less like romance, more like a Tuesday night for my cousin Gary. And Gary, let me tell you, is not perfect, unless perfectly able to clog a toilet counts.
It's about Logan Solomon, a man ostensibly crippled by a pathological need for perfection stemming from his father's criminal past, who finds his meticulously planned life upended by an unplanned pregnancy with Leah Holloway.
Crippled by perfection. Sounds exhausting. Like my Aunt Carol's Tupperware cupboard. Everything labelled. Everything stacked. You move one container, the whole system collapses into passive, aggressive sighs. That's Logan, right? A human Tupperware cupboard.
That's a unique interpretation. But yes, his control issues are central. He's terrified of repeating his father's mistakes, so he overcompensates, which brings us to the characters. Logan readers seem polarized. Some call him the perfect book boyfriend.
Perfect. Perfect. The guy goes from 0 to, I'm gonna father this child and control every aspect of your life in like 5 seconds flat. That's not a green flag. That's a giant, flashing neon sign that says, run. He's got stalker energy disguised as chivalry. Probably alphabetizes her spice rack when she's not looking.
He's stepping up. He feels responsible. It's about confronting his fears of inadequacy, of becoming his father, Steve.
Steve. Right. The criminal dad. See. It always comes back to dear old dad. This Logan guy isn't perfect. He's just got daddy issues the size of Texas, and he's projecting them onto poor Lee like she's his therapist/incubator. I bet his browser history is just how to be perfect dad. Symptoms of not being a deadbeat. Can babies sense parental trauma?
Whereas you, I suppose, would have handled an unexpected pregnancy with grace and maturity. Need I remind you of the Crimson Quill incident and your unique interpretation of the protagonist's motivations involving a badger?
Hey, that badger was symbolic. And that protagonist deserved it. Unlike Leah, she seems fine, a bit of a doormat initially, wanting to hide the baby. But then she gets gestational diabetes, which, okay, points for realism, I guess. Though honestly, reading about insulin shots isn't exactly my idea of escapism. It reminds me too much of my Uncle Barry after Thanksgiving dinner.
It shows Logan's devotion, his willingness to care for her, physically and emotionally. One reviewer literally said, about him giving her shots, "He does that every day." They found it deeply romantic.
Romantic. Or creepy and controlling. Hair honey. Let me just monitor your blood sugar and inject you. With this needle I personally sterilized while humming lullabies. It's a bit much. And what about her? Leah. She's just there. The sunshine to his grumpy? Give me a break. Does she even have thoughts beyond? Oh no. My mom's judging me. And wow, Logan's abs are great. Let's talk about that night. One night. Was it hate sex? PT sex? Drunken, fumbling sex? The book gives us, what, 2.5 spice? That's barely a jalapeno popper. I need details. Was he perfect?
We're not speculating on the precise mechanics of their fictional intimacy. The point is the consequences. Which brings us to the burning question: is this book actually any good? Or is it just trope catnip for people who sob in coffee shops?
Oh, the coffee shop sobber. That review was gold. Really hard to pretend I wasn't choking back sobs in the middle of sip coffee. Who does that? Over this. It's sweet, sure, but it's also kinda boring. Where's the drama? They get together instantly. There's no third act breakup. It just sort of happens. Like watching paint dry. But the paint is aggressively beige and keeps telling you how supportive it is.
Some readers find the lack of contrived conflict refreshing. They praise the steady pacing, the focus on building a relationship under pressure. One 5-star review called it the best accidental pregnancy book I've ever read. Another just put infinity symbols. Infinity.
Infinity symbols. For this? Did they read the review from the person who admitted, "I was very distracted while reading this, so my brain just wasn't taking anything in"? That person gave it 3.75 stars. They didn't even read it properly. That's like me rating that vegan lasagna Brenda made. I didn't eat it. But the idea was offensive. So, 2 stars.
We had an email, well, a hastily scrawled note slipped under the studio door from Confused in Cleveland, asking, if Logan is so perfect, why does he collect stamps of the baby's fruit size? Isn't that serial killer behavior?
See, I told you. Stalker energy. Fruit stamps. Today it's a blueberry stamp. Tomorrow it's a lock of her hair. If Logan Solomon were a sandwich, he'd be white bread. Untoasted. With the crusts cut off. Arranged with geometric precision. Served with a side of passive, aggressive guilt. If you don't eat it all.
Yet, the book does explore themes of overcoming generational trauma, the definition of family, the whole found family, poker club aspect.
Oh, the poker cult. Yeah, real welcoming. Unless you don't know their secret handshake, I bet. Look, I'll admit, the bit where Leah finally tells off her awful mother. Chef's kiss. Almost made up for the cheese overload. Like, La was the lighthouse that guided me home. Bath.
It's called metaphor. Sometimes love is a lighthouse. Sometimes perfectionism is a cage. Sometimes I wonder why I share a microphone with you.
Because I bring the chaos. The raw, unfiltered truth. All right, rating time. Hit me.
Despite my reservations about the sheer velocity of the commitment and the occasional saccharine moment, the exploration of Logan's psyche was surprisingly compelling. I give 7 of hearts a reluctant 6 out of 10 perfectly folded napkins.
Napkins. Seriously. Fine. For the sheer audacity of calling this dude perfect. The weird insulin thing. And the coffee shop breakdown it, induced in strangers. I give it 4 out of 7 questionable life choices, made after too much wedding champagne. No, wait. 3 out of 5 restraining orders pending fruit stamp evidence. Yeah, that feels right.
Restraining orders. Right. Well, that was something. Join us next week on Heart Book Radio when we'll be dissecting the controversial new release, My Sentient Toaster Oven Demands Blood.
Ooh, is it spicy? Does the toaster get the girl? Or just burn the toast? Perfectly. Find out next time.
You've been listening, for better or worse, to Heart Book Radio.